Hey guys, and welcome to another movie review. Today we're doing Clowns, the Cornfield. This is a horror movie. I want to say it was by Blumhouse, if I'm mistaken. It's fun. It's a fun horror movie, kind of slasher. Does some stuff that I wasn't expecting, because the trailer does a great job of not showing certain things I likely like. So yeah, let's jump into this movie. Yellow Sauce, liked it. Fun slasher, not like anything big no more, but it is just like, I enjoyed it, it's fun. Like, I like some good, like, slashers just have to be fun. At the very least, they have to be fun, and that's what I think this is. It's not the best slasher, but it's not bad. I think it's good. If it counts as a slasher, because there's a thing where I'm like, I guess it does count as a slasher, but we'll get to that point later. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Spoiler warnings ahead. When I start talking about the movie, I always try to say spoiler warnings just so you know. But the movie is about this girl and her dad who moves into town. The dad is like a doctor, and they move into this town, and they have a father relationship. Well, I do like the relationship of the daughter and the father. I really like them as characters. It's fun. I'm like my two favorite characters of the movie, but they're great. And he meets this neighbor next door who walks into school. So we see him in the beginning, and we find out more about him later. But the neighbor's like, he's kind of weird, a little weird and stuff. He has that vibe, but he is like a nice guy. So I'm just gonna spoil it now. He is a nice guy, and he's a great guy. You'll find more about him later, but it's interesting. Where I'm like, I didn't see that coming, but cool. And then we find this group who film like these horror things about this clown and kind of do these videos online and stuff. And so then they do this thing with the teacher and make fun of him and stuff. Where it's like, yeah. And then we get to the point where it's like, okay, they do this prank on this girl and there's this thing, and then we see this other clown here. It's like, okay, and the girl finds one guy kind of like they're starting to see each other. Feels like they're starting to, like, there's a relationship maybe going somewhere. We find out later something about that, what changes that. But yeah, they are fun and brings her and and all this stuff. And then eventually we get to a point where we find out, somebody dies. One of the people dies from an actual clown. There's an actual clown in the background of this video. They shot to see an actual guy in a clown costume. Like, oh, that's creepy. Maybe one of the other guys did it. The other guy is dead. And then another guy dies. Two of the guys dead. And then they go in this cornfield doing this big party thing. And then these clowns come and start attacking everything and doing everything, these people. And then it's like these kids, it's like barn full of kids, so I guess they make it out alive or escape or do something, or maybe they kill. I don't know. I think they make it. I haven't really seen what happened. A couple of them just died, but it's like, they find out that, oh shit, they said it was a prank at first, because they get this head. They pick it up, oh, this is just a fake head and everything, and they pick it off and see the head. I'm like, and they realize it's like, oh shit, it's actually real, and people are dying. It's like, oh shit. And that's kind of fun. It's like, oh shit. They realize what the stakes are. The other two girls who were with them eventually do die in both ways. It's like, yeah. So all these 4 of the members of this group do die. 2 of them, not all of them die, but it's one of them not all of them we have to kill some because like can't afford it. But the other ones who do survive are like the ones I'm like, oh, these are my favorites. So it's like fine. Obviously make the ones who survive always like your favorites, I think, in these type of movies. But then we find out the other guy comes who was in the beginning walks to go to school. He has a gun and he's like duck and he shoots one of them. And it's like, okay, he's a badass kind of guy with a gun and goes hunting and all this stuff. He's cool. He's a cool guy. But also we find out right before this about the other guy who is seeing the girl. We think they're seeing each other. They thought they kind of kiss and stuff, but he's like no, and then we find out, oh, he's gay. The other guy who we thought her and the main girl were doing, it's like, nope, he's gay. And he just was like a moral friend or something, or maybe he was testing it out, but he's like, nah, I can't do this. And then we find out he dated the other guy. He was hunting, and that guy from the beginning, it's him. They were saying, and they like each other. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Different. I don't mind that. In the movie, it's not like they're doing it for I think it's just fun, like twist. Where I'm like, oh, that was kind of twist funny that he's gay, because he didn't come across at all until they actually, in the end, when they do it. And then also the dad is at the place because he wants to go to his workplace, and somebody broke in and he sees there's some clown out there fixing up a guy who got shot or did something. One of the ones who got hurt. He's like, you have to fix them, We find out, like, I think this is the point where we find it. It already happened, but we find out there's not one clown, there's like multiple clowns. So there's like a bunch of people in these clown costumes doing stuff. So it's a decent number of people. And obviously because we're in the town, it's a bunch of the town folk. We don't find out who, and some of them we don't. I don't know if we find out who they are because they just die and we don't really find out who they are. But people in the town folk who keep it, and also the main guy, who's gay, his dad, is like, has to keep up all these traditions and do this stuff. Find out more about him. He's an actor I do know, but I forget what he was in. He was in some stuff, but he's great. But then we find out at the end who is just down to the main girl. Her dad is still alive. And then we find out the other guy, the son of the mayor of the town, is alive, and he's hanged up, and we find out who it is. His dad is the one behind us. Like, we have to, all you guys are like ruining this generation, doing all this stuff. You gotta keep tradition and kill you, to keep tradition alive. You guys are all ruining all this stuff, and it's not their fault. And they're kind of like, oh, we made it, but it all seems like it's your fault, so you guys died, all this stuff, Planned it all out, and we find out him, one of them, he gets the teacher, and I'm like, okay, the teacher, yes, they were making fun of him, so I think he has at least a little bit of reason why they were really going at him. But killing people like this and these vulgar ways is like a little much. And there's some other people. And like, okay. And then eventually, girl comes in and the dad comes in and they start attacking and fighting them off and feeling like it's all into just the dad. And they have to try to save this, the mayor's son, because he's a good guy. The mayor's a dick, but he's good. And he's like hanging from the thing and they're like, oh shit, we gotta save him. That's like cool. And at the end, the two guys get together and they together down. It's fun. And he goes off after this, after they get clowns, after they kill the clowns and stuff, and they believe they killed the dad as well. And it was fun, and they killed the bad guys, and then the dad, who was the guy who was like the doctor, now becomes the mayor. And I'm like, yes, I think we need a mayor like you, because you're a guy I like, and I would run for mayor. Great. This was fun. I enjoyed it. Clowns in the Cornfield, good horror movie, good slasher. It's like one of those slasher movies with a bunch of things, so you don't know who the killer is at first until they actually reveal them towards the end. You don't really know, because it could be any, because since there's so many, it's not like it's just, oh, it's one person, so we think who is it, who's this. Yeah, but when it's multiple, it's like, oh shit, who there's so many people it can be, especially when it's like 5 or 6, like it's a decent bit. So it's like, okay, this is a fun movie. I like it. Action's fun. It's good. I like it. Fun movie. The slashers all give what they deserve. It's one of the slashers where the slashers all give what they deserve. It's fun. Enjoyed it. Really nice. It's now setting up. I don't think it's set up for like any more. I mean, you could obviously, there's a ways you could do more obviously in the future. This is a fun movie. We enjoy it. What do you guys think? I look into my rating. I guess like an 8. I just solid. I was gonna give it an 8 or 7. I'm thinking of one. I just somehow just liked it. I just didn't like it, and I hate 8 is the number I give out the most. I think it's just like my like benchmark of like, I enjoyed this. I liked it. There's nothing that makes it over the top or make it like a 9 or 10, but nothing that makes it like 7 or lower makes it. I feel like 8 is like my like baseline of like a lot of movies, because that's my baseline of like these movies I just enjoy and have fun with and like, and there's nothing bad. When you get to like 7 and 6, I feel like gets into like, you're not a solid movie with like there's nothing wrong with you, but it's nothing that makes you over the top like a 9 or 10, that makes you like 10 is like my favorite movies, or just a perfect film, or just like 9 or like really good, do some stuff that makes it different or whatever. 7 and 6 when you have like, okay, the stuff that makes it, well, I'm like, I like it, but it's not like the stuff that makes it lower than 8, well, I'm like, okay, it has maybe some problems, but and 5 and lower can get different. But even an 8, it's a really fun movie. What do you guys think of Clown in the Cornfield? Let me know in the comments down below, and what movies you've been watching. Let me know in the comments down below. You guys can always stay epic. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.